What up, y'all? It's One Sir Grove, fourth quarter, 2019, start A. One final chess move in this equation, 495L4, is at the top of the charts. Oh, wait a second. Wait a microsecond. Hold up. Wait a minute. We're actually already at the top of the charts. So, we don't have to be number one on every chart. We just have to be at the top of the charts, which we are. Shh, they don't know yet. So, my mission out here in the East is to get this bag for my guys. You know what I mean? Like, get the bag for team. Hashtag other Americas. You know what I'm saying? You thought I was going to say squad or gang, and I just did. But initially, you were like, yo. And I'm like, yo, hashtag Mandela effect. You feel that? They even made a movie about it. That's what Sen just told me. But I knew, and we knew that they would. So check it out, man. This universe, multiverse is a trip. And I'll say this, thank you for tuning in to yet another episode of C4CW casting 495 celebrities worldwide. I'm draped in all black, you know what I'm saying? That's how I rock nowadays. Black on black on black. I ain't flying gang colors, you know what I mean? It's not that I left the gang, it's just, man, I'm a government contractor, you know what I'm saying? So, I like to keep it, you know what I'm saying? Black, you know what I'm talking about? Ops. So, yo, what's going on with y'all, man? It's Oktoberfest activities time. And, man, the foliage is perfect. Like I said, man, if this universe had weather like this year-round, I'd be, man, I'm fucking half German, you know what I mean? So, like, I'm half Oktoberfest. You feel that? Like, I love this, you know what I'm saying? And for those of y'all who don't know, where I come from in the West, this is a tradition for us. 495 used to converge, as did a lot of folks in the city, I should say town, and from neighboring towns, in the EVT, that's Everett, used to converge at the Oktoberfest. A lot of different gangs, a lot of different crews, a lot of different posses, a lot of different individuals, you know, organizations, networks would meet up. And I'm talking about Oktoberfest. So they'd have amusement, you know what I'm saying? They'd have Sen just said all good. That's my dude, man. That's my homie right there. Yeah. Because I told him I was off grid. He sent me some intel on the Mandela effect. You see, man, we're rap scientists, man. We be rhyme traveling. We're rhyme travelers. You feel that? And everyone is traveling. Listen, when you move, you are moving through space-time. Therefore, you are rhyme traveling. And perhaps just didn't even know that. And the faster you move in relation to another body, you are rhyme traveling. So check this out. Like I said, the Mandela effect. Oh, wait. Like I said, Oktoberfest. So, like I said, both of them. So, in October, at this time, this is when DIE, Deep in Everett, which is 495, would meet up. We'd converge. It's a convergence point, like the singularity. And man, they had carnival rides, you know what I mean? Like carnival rides, you know, like the zipper and this, and that, right? Ferris wheel. And we would, you know, we'd always be festive, man. We'd be sipping on drinks before, at, and after. Yeah. Even though it wasn't legal, we rocked it any fucking way. You know what I mean? Because, man, it's Oktoberfest. I mean, there's a little beer garden, but we weren't 21. You know, we are now, but we weren't then. So we drink before, there, and after. You know, take a little drink with us, you know? Have some 40s in the pocket or something, you know? Look, man, as long as we weren't having a fight or some shit with some other gang, Police they never checked us, man. They just, if we weren't fighting or like wanted for some shit because they thought we did some shit, we used to walk around with guns, drugs, all kinds of shit. You know what I'm saying? Like brazen activity. And I'm not condoning or embellishing anything. It's just a matter of American world history. That's all I'm saying. So yeah, man, I'm not going to make this a long podcast, but I always knew there was something strange about the fucking universe, man. And I think we all did. Because we spent a lot of time outside, man, on the streets growing up. Walking around, doing our drills, just like they do drill music. Just like they do drill music in Chicago. They weren't drilling in Chicago when I was there. It didn't exist at the time. Maybe in its infancy, but I didn't see any indication of it. And I was on the west side. That is, when you're in Chicago, they say out west. When you're on the west side, they say that's out west. I was out west in Vice Lord territory, and I was in the south in GD gangster disciple territory. Now, GDs go and are out west, as well as vice lords are and do go, you know what I'm saying, to the south side. It's like where I come from. Bloods and Crips go wherever. It ain't like it used to be where one is on one side and, you know what I'm saying, but historically, traditionally, out west, they call it the Holy City, you know what I mean? And so I just travel, you know what I mean? I'm a rhyme traveler, so I go wherever, you know what I'm saying? I'm on some neutral shit. So, I'm just saying, I come from the West Coast, man, and I'm affiliated with different sets, you know what I mean? Different gangs and whatnot. But when I was in Chicago, man, I wasn't on any type of, war shit. I was on some peace shit. So, I talked to all kinds of cats, man, from all kinds of different gangs and organizations, networks, you know what I mean? Families, and because I don't be beefing with motherfuckers like that, And so, that being said, the history of it all was such that when we were on the streets on the West Coast, we saw a lot of weird shit, man. I'm just saying, the universe, the multiverse is weird. And one of the things that I think a lot of people don't pick up on is if you're living in the mainstream flow of society and your observation is mainstream media, flashy images, TV, the banter and the background of your reality, which is sometimes, sadly for a lot of folks, TV, just like blah, 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 commercial, blah, buy this. It's fucking insanity. When you live outside that and you live in non-mainstream society, if you just focus, you see some other shit. You observe and perceive some other shit. So, when we were on the streets, though we drank and we smoked, right? We were very healthy young men and women, because 495 is actually male and female. That's right. Look, 495 is a code, okay? Just for y'all who don't know. And it's also, and it means something beyond DIE, deep and ever. Yes, the letters DIE equal 495, fourth, ninth, fifth letters of the alphabet. But we took 495 not knowing that 495 meant something much bigger and larger at the time. And when we figured it out, we were like, whoa, this is a parallel to some other shit. And I don't believe that we stumbled upon it randomly. I believe that it was shown to us by the universe. That 495 it just so happens that 495 are the fourth, ninth, and fifth letters of the alphabet. And the city that we come from, deep in Everett, DIE, it just so happens to be 495. But 495 means something bigger than that as well. And we figured that out down the road. So back to the road and the path. So not to sound strange, but if you work with numbers like Nikola Tesla did, 369, when you look at Dirac, Fermat, the Eternal Braid, Gödel, Escher, Bach, if you consider triangular numbers and different number systems that are said to be transcendental in scope. I'm just saying, like, I was in a math degree program, so I looked at a lot of numbers for a good, 20 years. I'm just saying, like, I'm not claiming to be an expert or a mathematician. I'm just saying humbly, when you look at numbers and you learn about synesthetes are people who can see numbers and the fabric of reality, you do find out that the universe pretty much is a supercomputer, and this is pretty much the real world fucking matrix. I'm just saying, like, it may not be observable to everyone. Some people, their brains are able to view different layers of reality that mainstream society doesn't have access to. This is science. This is on record. This is empirical data, which means it's tangible evidence. It's evidentiary. It can be retrieved and read and viewed and observed. It's absolutely fucking for real. The universe is absolutely the real world matrix. Somehow, like the movie Interstellar, which was a Nobel laureate, or prize winner, the author of the movie is like an astrophysicist or something like that. Don't quote me on it. But a PhD, therefore has a background in science and mathematics. So what I am saying is that when you talk to folks who observe these things outside of mainstream society, this universe was coded. It's not random. There's no fucking such thing. You don't have to believe in Christianity. You don't have to believe in God or a religious faith. You don't have to. I do, and I always have, but you don't have to. And I'm monotheist. I don't believe in multiple gods. Now listen, there are lower beings that God created, and those lower beings have the ability to create. We have the ability as humans to create artificial black holes in a laboratory setting. That's right. As a scientist, with the right data and tools, we can create artificial black holes in a laboratory. We are beings, okay? We are beings that are made out of light energy. Light, as in light, quanta, packets of data. We are constructs that have intelligence. We are sentient, and we have the ability to use modern tools to create black holes, artificial black holes in laboratories. That's real shit. Now, maybe you haven't thought of it that way. Now, zillions of eons ago, assuming that the universe was here, which it was, because time is endless and there is no such thing as time, and I know that sounds contradictory, but that's the paradox. Time exists because it's a construct that we created, but it doesn't exist. And the universe has been here forever because there is no end to time, because time doesn't even exist in the first place. So, that being said, zillions of eons ago, beings much more advanced by zillions of eons to our time frame that seems current, modern, and in the now to us, they created artificial realities. They created artificial universes. They created matrices. They created artificial black holes, just like we're doing now. Imagine what we know now. Imagine what we'll know zillions of eons from now. This is thinking outside of conventional thinking within mainstream society. When you think about futurism, when you think about parallel universes, when you consider the many worlds, quote, interpretation. Some people say the many worlds theory. I say to you, there is no theory of the many worlds. The many worlds is a fact. And it has become, interestingly, on this time frame, it has become mainstream. It is pretty much mainstream consensus that there are copies of us in other time frames. And as I have often conceded, we have decoded in this future that time is non-linear. It is malleable, And time is part of space, which Einstein pointed out. Time and space are the same fabric. Space-time is one thing in and of itself. It is indeed a fabric that overlaps. Space, time overlap because they are one and the same. And that material that appears to be empty, that is space, there are data, though imperceptible on the surface, though unseen and unobservable mostly on the surface, there are particles and subspace particles and other data within that space that appears to be empty. There is no such thing as emptiness. Anything that seems or appears to be empty is not really empty. What you have are particles, subparticles, and communication among those particles. Invisible to most of your senses. Now, Ingo Swann was someone who was tapped in to the space-time fabric of reality. CIA has referred to the universe as the universal hologram. I just said it, and you heard it right. You can hit rewind, and you can hear what I just said, and I'll say it again. CIA has referred to what is known as, what has come to be known as, what is known to some as the universal hologram. That's right. This was programmed. This is a real-world supercomputer matrix lattice. Tangible, tactile, touchable, feelable, sensible. But what is it really? Yes, in this illusory world, we are these biological machines, if you will, systems. Some people are more comfortable thinking of as, okay, we're complex biological systems. Some people don't want to be referred to as machines, even though the body is a machine. Even though most humans do not understand consciousness and what stream of consciousness means. That said, we are complex biological systems. We are shells. We are vessels. Within these shells that appear to come into reality from egg, sperm, and then this combination, and then you have the embryo, human being that grows, kind of like a self-organizing system, kind of like self-assembly of a computer that's programmed to self-assemble. In other words, AI. So we form based on a set of rules and principles, and then we are beamed or have some type of embedded consciousness that gives us, air quotes, individuality. But isn't it interesting when two people who just met are in close proximity, there's nearness, and they're having a conversation, that when they begin to synergize, they can finish each other's sentences as if they're reading each other's thoughts? Kind of like particles that are at a distance from each other by zillions of years in the multiverse, yet they have instantaneous communication, which is known as superposition. Because what is distance? Well, if there is no time, then there is no real such thing as distance. Distance is just a metric that we have assigned, a construct. It's just a construct with an assignable label, with an assigned value. That's all it is. We can say from here to there is however far, zillions of eons away. But what does that really mean? Is there really zillions of eons of distance? Well, we use the expression zillions of eons, but apparently those particles, though they appear to be distant by zillions of eons from each other, they're actually right next to each other, and they are actually overlapping because they are actually the same thing. So everything that appears to be separate and apart, that's there and that's over there, and vice versa, that's an illusion because everything is actually one.